Your vehicle to the past doesn't need roads or even 1.21 gigawatts. It's the Retro Network Time Machine with Jason and Mickey!
All right, here we are. We are ready for our Retro Rumble Thanksgiving edition. And hit us with our first pick, man. Let's just go for it.
Well, you know, we normally, thank God for the randomizer database, but I was able to access it and just select some things. And I had a bigger list and pared it down. I've got 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12 top matchups here. We usually hit between 8 and 10, don't we?
Yeah, sounds about right.
I went with 12. So this first one has been nominated by Ken Spalding, by Jeff at the Retro Network, and by a longtime friend of the show, Tiny. All three have pitched this one, so I figure it's a big matchup. We'll throw it out first. Hostess versus Little Debbie.
I'm going to say I lean more towards Little Debbie.
Little Debbie is my go-to, but Hostess has a lot of merits too, like the iconic Twinkie. Little Debbie does their version. They're called cloud cakes. In a world that Twinkies didn't exist, yeah, sure, give me a cloud cake. But I live in a world where Twinkies do exist, so I go with those. Snowballs, another good example. The Hostess brand are good. But a lot of the other stuff that they compete with, I don't know what Hostess calls their version of the Swiss cake rolls. But give me the Little Debbie version of those any day. They're just softer. And Little Debbie, at least in my area, has more variety and has been a bigger part of my life. And they make pumpkin delights and Christmas tree cakes, which Hostess does not. So
absolutely, that
alone puts Little Debbie at the top of my pick list there for snack cakes.
Yeah, I will just grab a couple boxes of oatmeal cream pies to take to work because everybody loves those, and that's always a nice little snack, you know, at your break time or something. And I'm not a big peanut butter fan, but I do love the Nutty Buddies, and I remember getting those in my lunch a lot and really loving those. So there's just so many more like go-tos on the Little Debbie side versus Hostess.
When it comes to snack cakes back in school lunches, it seemed like Swiss cake rolls were the top of the heap.
The strawberry and strawberry and cream ones?
The strawberry
maybe just strawberry
rolls.
Oh gosh. Yeah,
those
I would request those.
But part of the beauty of the Swiss cake roll were they had a lot of trade value at the lunch table. And the fact that there were 2 in the pack, you could trade one and still keep one for yourself.
Yes.
So that was always very nice.
Yeah. I mean, both have their honey buns, you know.
I like the Hostess honey buns more than the Little Debbie.
I did see Tiny posted they have Hostess themed cappuccinos. Yeah, K-Cups. There's their cappuccino and hot chocolate based on their different, you know, offerings. And I've passed those up a couple times, and I don't know. I'm going to have to go for it. I'm not a huge hot chocolate. Yes. Not big into cappuccino, really. I'd more or less prefer if it was like flavored coffee than cappuccino. But
yeah, I'm not a flavored coffee guy. Now the cappuccino I could probably go for, but it's always a little weak. The flavored creamers, on the other hand, something about the flavor infused actual coffee grinds, they don't appeal to me. But add a little like Twinkie flavored creamer to a cup of black coffee. Now I get down with that.
I'm kind of the opposite. I would prefer the coffee to be flavored and just half and half, you know?
Yeah. All right. Up next, brought to us by our good friend, Ken Spalding. Blow Pops versus Tootsie Pops.
Ooh. Oh my gosh. I ate a whole bunch of both back in the day, mainly.
Yep. I prefer the bubble gum and blow pops to the chocolate Tootsie Roll center, the Tootsie Pops, but I prefer the Tootsie Pop shell versus the blow pop. So let's get some bubble gum in the Tootsie Pops, and I'll call it a day. But
Okay, yeah, I'm with you there. Because yeah, the I don't know, the blow pop shell is just you melted away too quickly or something. Whereas you
and
really
they get
did,
sharp. I cut my tongue so many times on blow pops.
Mm-hmm. And the Tootsie Roll pops are much more longer lasting.
But blow pops had some better flavors, like the green apple, which they started making in Tootsie Pops in recent years.
Not a green apple fan.
Oh, I like the green apple candies.
No.
Well, we all have our quirks, I guess.
Yeah, I think I'm going to lean towards the Tootsie Pops actually on that one.
I don't know if I picked officially, but I'll say Tootsie Pops when it's all said and done. I tried to spread out these food picks between as many people as I could too. This next one is the first one of course, he was one of the first ones sent in. It just hadn't come up, but our good friend Adam at the Retro Network, host of Wizards, the podcast guide to comics, and I don't know, host or co-host or original producer, whatever, of Rental Return.
Mm-hmm.
Season 2.
Creator is what I call him in the credits. Yeah,
that's right. Creator. This one's not fair. This one is maybe the most lopsided matchup I've seen. Cherry Coke versus Cheerwine.
Yeah. Before my lips touched Cheerwine, I would have been like, what's that? And I would probably prefer Wild Cherry Pepsi over Cherry Coke, but I've hunted Cheerwine to the ends of the earth, or at least the ends of Alabama and Florida at some points until Cookout came along. So I'm a huge Cheerwine fan now.
Oh, have you? Surely the fountain drink version of it's not the only thing you've got to try, though, right?
What do you mean? The floats? Or you mean just...
No, I mean just the fountain drink version of it. Fountain drinks are always
no.
not as good as the bottled.
Yeah, that's why I was so pissed off when World Market left, because they had it in the bottles there. Glass bottles. Go. Yeah. Oh, gosh. Anything in a glass bottle is far superior than fountain or whatever you can give me.
Yeah, I go Cheerwine all day long over Cherry Coke.
Now I do like
Cherry Coke, but it's just not Cheerwine.
Now I do like when I go to Steak and Shake, which I did on my birthday. I like to get a Cherry Coke there because they actually use the cherry syrup in with it. Mm-hmm. Mix it all around, and yeah, that's pretty good.
From Tiny. And I think I remember his answer to this one. I think we've debated this on the road before. Dunkin' Donuts versus Krispy Kreme. It's Krispy Kreme. There's Dunkin' are just not good, period. It's not even a close matchup to me.
Well, they're just regular donuts minus all the fillings and everything that they do at Dunkin'. They probably do 50 more donuts than what Krispy Kreme does. I mean, Krispy Kreme does offer the novelty type stuff as well, but just that hot donut, we've got one here in town that will go. We used to go when the kids got all A's, or they would give away a free donut for every A on their report card.
Ooh. And
we would walk home with like 3 dozen donuts. I mean, it was the most glorious thing when report cards came in, and I don't know that was their incentive to get those A's, but it was sure great. No, it wasn't like 3 dozen. It was more or less like a dozen that we'd come home with for free. But just going in and watching them make the things is so much fun. Mm-hmm. You watch them behind the glass and they're snaking right along and the icing drips down. And if you get them hot and fresh, they just melt in your mouth, man. You don't get any of that experience at Dunkin' Donuts, even though I do like some of their flavors and jelly fill and all that stuff. I do like a good variety every once in a while, but there's just nothing like a hot dozen from Krispy Kreme.
Well, straight up glazed donut versus glazed donut, Krispy Kreme, whips them like butter. But even their jelly filled at Krispy Kreme are better than Dunkin's jelly filled. Like, you get a good Krispy Kreme raspberry filled donut. Oh man, those things are good.
Did you ever have Mr. Donut in your area back in the day?
No.
I saw one. What the hell movie was it? I saw Mr. Donut. I think it was in the mall or something. Anyway, we had one in our hometown, and Mom worked there for a while and would come home with like whatever donuts left over from the day. And we were living the high life, man, on Mr. Donut donuts. And a lot of them had she knew I liked the jelly filled, and she'd bring those home, especially for me. But yeah, that, I don't know, year and a half that she worked there was so great.
I can't remember the name of it, but around here, well, not around here, but when I traveled doing my Lowe's route, there was a 2-store chain in Bristol that done donuts. Daylight Donuts. That was the name of it. Daylight Donuts. But all their donuts, I mean, they had the pre-made stuff, but you could customize anything. So they would have the donuts that were meant to be filled, and they'd be hot and fresh, but no filled, no topping. And you walked up like it was a Subway.
Oh, wow.
And they'd grab the donut, and you'd be like, give me a raspberry filled chocolate covered. And they would pump it full of the raspberry and dip it in that hot melted chocolate on top and just hand it over the counter to you.
That sounds freaking awesome.
You could get like, give me a lemon filled with powdered sugar, and they would just make whatever. Oh, that was the way to do a donut place right there. I mean, you had, like I said, you could walk in like a Dunkin' and they had a bunch made, like give me a dozen assorted and walk out with them if you're going to the office or whatever. But man, you go in there and get that hot and fresh custom made donut though. Ooh. Give me a lemon filled chocolate covered or something, off the wall for some people. Give me a chocolate filled peanut butter topped, or vice versa, peanut butter cream filled with chocolate top or whatever. Make your own Reese cup donut. But I think if I'm remembering correctly, I think Tiny prefers Dunkin'.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm way off. Maybe he'll send me a nasty gram on in the VIP lounge for being wrong, but I think he was a Dunkin' guy.
They have come a long way with what they offer too, and a lot of it's frou-frou, but they do a lot of different flavored coffees and stuff more than Krispy Kreme. Krispy Kreme does one thing and they do it like 1,000% better than everybody else.
Well, I prefer Krispy Kreme's coffee to Dunkin'.
You do? Okay.
Too. Yeah, I do. Just that Krispy Kreme, coffee shop black coffee. You can even get the K-cups of that.
I don't think I've ever tried their coffee, really. I never go in and walk out with donuts, man.
It's a good cup of black coffee. Forget your Starbucks. Forget all your other, like you say, frou-frou flavors. You go in the Krispy Kreme and order coffee. It's a cup of black coffee. Tastes like it come from a coffee shop. It's good stuff. Up next from Karen. French fries versus onion rings. This one I think needs a few caveats. Where are these French fries and onion rings from? Because that is, if we're talking Burger King, their onion rings suck. All right, can't go that route.
French fries suck too. So
no, I kind of like their fries. If we're talking Dip Dog Stand, it's onion rings all day long. Talking the Varsity outside of Atlanta, same deal. It's going to be the onion rings.
Oh God, yes.
Different places. If you're talking frozen foods, Idahoan is my preferred brand of frozen potato treats. Their French fries are to die for. Their onion rings are okay. So, but overall, as a general rule, probably because of availability, I'd have to go with French fries. Because it's more common to get French fries, so you've eaten more of them in your life.
Yeah.
But depends on where they're from.
It depends on where you're at.
All the time.
Because I will get onion rings at Burger King just because there's not many other fast food places that do them. Mm-hmm. And I'm not particular on their French fries, so I will get them there. Oh God, the Varsity, yes. Those sweet Vidalia onion rings. Mm-hmm. Oh, greasy as hell. Oh, they just slide on down.
The Dip Dog Stand here, they'll put they'll put one of those little red and white paper food trays in the bottom of a brown paper bag, and then they'll fill the bag with onion rings. And from the time you walk out to you get in the car,
They're
you can
different color
you can
bags.
see everything in the bag. It's already see-through from all the grease. It's glorious.
You know, every time I've been to Cookout, which has only been a handful of times, I've gotten onion rings instead of fries. And they're fried. Their onion rings are pretty crispy each time. So
if he still has it up, Tiny YouTube channel, Mountain Way Adventures, he takes a visit to the dip dog stand, and you can watch him eat dip dog stand onion rings. So, oh, you son of a gun. This one is from you, and you've done this on purpose, but it's going to backfire on you.
Okay.
Mexican pizza versus personal pan pizza.
All right. Well, we're all waiting for your answer. They don't give a crap about me.
Oh, it's the Mexican pizza.
Really? Really?
It is, because I never cared much for the personal pan pizza. I wanted the whole pan pizza. As some wise man once told me, any pizza is a personal pizza if you eat the whole thing.
That's true. Yeah.
So, no, the personal pan pizzas, the flavor ratios were all off. The amount of sauce, cheese, toppings, it just never was right on the personal pan. If this was a regular Pizza Hut pan pizza, it would beat out Mexican pizza. But the way you worded it with personal pan, I got to go with the Mexican pizza.
Yeah, but you still get that Pizza Hut crust. I don't care about the ratio of toppings.
I do.
Crust.
I do. I mean, it's the whole experience. You can't just go, or I can't just go with the crust. The crust is really good, but it's that whole experience, and it's the experience too. It's them cutting that first slice in that cast iron pan and putting it on your plate. All that combines to make the Pizza Hut pan pizza experience. So, as a one-off for lunch, I'll take the Mexican pizza any day.
All right. Well, I'm heading to Pizza Hut then. I picked Pizza Hut and you didn't. Wow.
Well, this ain't over with yet.
Okay.
So our buddy Chad Droz on Twitter, who's thrown us a lot, he posted this one, and with the comment that he couldn't wait to hear my thoughts on it. Wendy's Super Bar versus Pizza Hut Lunch Buffet. This may surprise people as well, but Wendy's Super Bar beats out Pizza Hut Lunch Buffet. What you got to understand with me and Pizza Hut is, much like the whole article I wrote about, it was the experience. You didn't get the Pizza Hut experience at the lunch buffet. You got it going in the evening and ordering the pizza and them bringing it out. You know, the cheese breadsticks all ooey and gooey and the lampshades and the whole shebang. If it was Pizza Hut dinner versus Wendy's Super Bar, again, I'd take Pizza Hut. But the way this is worded, if it's the lunch buffet, then give me the old Wendy's Super Bar.
Yeah, they had just a whole lot of anything on that Super Bar. I mean, there was like 3 or 4 different, sections to that, right?
It was 3.
Was it 3?
You had the pasta and bread section. You had the Mexican Fiesta section. And then you had the salad bar and dessert section. Their dessert consisted of chocolate pudding and vanilla pudding, maybe some green jello.
Mm-hmm.
But
you got the chili on there too, right?
That was on the Mexican Fiesta bar.
Mm-hmm.
You had taco shells and soft taco shells. You had the chili, the salsa, the cheese, and the taco meat.
And so what pasta did they give you?
You had the corkscrew and the spaghetti noodle and the fettuccine noodle. And you had red sauce and fettuccine sauce. But you had those cut in half and garlic grilled hamburger buns that were flattened and grilled. Gosh, that garlic bread was so good. I would go get some bread and fettuccine first. Then I'd get more bread, and I would do the soft tacos with all the stuff. Oh, and you had the taco chips too. You could make a poor man's taco salad off of the Super Bar if you wanted to. And generally, if you ordered the baked potato back in the day, you would order the potato bar, they called it, and you could make a trip to, the Super Bar to top your potato, which is where my old man taught me to fill your potato with chili and the melted cheese. And you go sit down and you eat all the chili and cheese out of it. Don't eat the potato and then go back and refill it and then eat it all with the potato.
Get your refill on your baked
Chili and
potato.
chickies. Yes.
That's genius.
Just double fill it there. So the Wendy's Super Bar, I take it over the lunch buffet.
Yeah, I think I'm with you on that one. Because I mean, it was the pizza and what, breadsticks and salad. Did they have? They didn't have pasta, did they?
Yeah. Well, at least the Martins has not been open since COVID started, but yeah, they had the cheese top baked marinara pasta marinara, whatever they call it, pasta primavera. So yeah, they've had the pasta and the breadsticks, and in recent years they would put the cinnamon sugar sticks out as well for like a little dessert, and then just a variety of pizza. Usually a thin crust pepperoni, a thick supreme, meat lovers, something like that.
Do you have any of those pizza places around where you live that are the buffets that they bring out? You pay one price and it's just all you can eat. Like what's the one? Just left me. The one that's around here. I don't like those places because they do like dessert pizzas and stuff too, but it just does not taste good to me.
You talking about like CC's?
CC's, yes.
CC's for the money was well worth it. At least when I was traveling, because back then it was with the pizza buffet and a drink, it was like $6.95. And you had all the different pizzas and what they called salad and the brownies and the dessert pizzas. And even though it wasn't the best pizza, you could fill up pretty good for $6.95. You eat 20, 25 slices of anything, whether it's good or not, you're getting your money's worth.
Yeah, I'm picky though. Like whatever they have out and you're waiting on like the meat lovers or something to come out, I'm just not patient. And I'm like, I guess I'll have to get this or something.
Well, in our areas, one of the traditions of CC's was when you'd order the buffet, they ask you what type of pizza you wanted, and you get anything, and they would make it and bring it. They'd give you the little tripod number thing for your table. They would bring it to your table, and you got however much you wanted off of that, and then they'd take it up and put it on the bar.
What? Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
So you had all the other pizzas, but you knew you were getting your personal favorite within about 10 minutes.
I guess ours are just lazy, man. Wow. Now that sounds cool, but
yeah,
no, none of that crap around here, man.
They would bring it out and hold it. Like, let's say you just ordered a pizza with nothing but green peppers on it. They'd walk it out to your table. The waitress would hold it. You get 2 or 3 slices, a half a pizza, tell them set the whole damn thing down, whatever you wanted to do. But whatever you didn't take off the tray when they brought it, they'd take the rest of it and add it to the buffet. So that's why a lot of their pizzas on the bar seemed a little weird in their area, because it was somebody's favorite who was in there eating. Maybe it was just pineapple and bacon, You'd look at it and go, who would pick to put a pineapple and bacon pizza on the buffet? But it was somebody who was in there eating wanted pineapple and bacon.
Weird.
Yeah. This is our last non-Thanksgiving related one. The rest of them after this one will be Thanksgiving related, but this one is from me. Original recipe versus extra crispy. Of course, we're talking about Kentucky Fried Chicken.
Original.
No
contest. No. I gotta have the original. Yeah.
If they could season the extra crispy with the original seasoning, that would be my pick. But until they do, I'm with you. I'm original recipe.
Now, I like my tenders when I'm ordering chicken tenders, like at Jack's. I love Jack's chicken tenders because they are real crispy. And I do like that. But it's all about the original recipe chicken at KFC. Yeah.
My daughters prefer the extra crispy. So I'll eat, every now and then when we would get it, in a bucket, the wife would get what they want to get, the extra crispy. I can do it. It's fine. I just prefer the original recipe.
Yeah.
Like I said, I don't know why they have never thrown that blend of 11 herbs and spices into the extra crispy batter and make an original recipe extra crispy chicken.
Yeah.
I would love to try that at some point.
Doesn't make sense.
No, it don't. Okay. Now we're getting to the main events here. Jeff wants to know, Cranberry sauce, canned versus homemade.
Well, are you talking the jellied versus the chunky, or I mean,
I think he means canned versus made at home.
I prefer my cranberry sauce, the jellied out of the can, so you can slice it. Because then the next day you could put that slice on a turkey sandwich.
Now, we all pretty well refer to that as the jellied, but it's actually the opposite. The one that's got the whole berries in it from Ocean Spray on the can is called jellied. So we all talk about them backwards. But
Okay.
I'm with you. I like the sliceable cranberry sauce. Last year, I made homemade cranberry sauce for the first time. And while it was good, I missed the sliced cranberry sauce. And I'm going back to sliced cranberry sauce this year out of the can. I'm the only one in my house that eats it. And I'm like you. I will put a slice of it on my plate with dinner, eat it with a little bit of turkey. But the whole point of me getting it is to put on turkey sandwiches after the fact.
Absolutely. And cranberries are they're tart, and eating the whole berry, cranberry sauce, I don't know. I have to have it with something else. You can put cranberries in your stuffing. Some people do that.
I like that too.
But I have to have it in something else if it's going to be the berries themselves. Otherwise, just give me the Jello, the Jello cranberry sauce. Yeah. Shaped like a can. Slice it with a knife. Yep.
Now, my leftover turkey sandwiches generally consist of a thin spread of mayo with turkey.
Oh, thick spread of mayo for me. Lots of mayo.
A slice of cranberry sauce. And a square of stuffing. Even though it's on a bread sandwich, I want stuffing on there with the turkey and the cranberry sauce.
I don't think I've ever tried that. Our dressing or stuffing, whatever, it's never really sliceable. It's just more crumbled. So
mine is. It turns out sliced, but it fits well on a sandwich. So, okay. Also from Jeff, turkey versus the side dishes. I got to go side dishes. There's so much more variety. It's like turkey versus the field. If this was a betting event, you have every other option or turkey. I will take every other option.
Yeah, I'm probably with you there, just because everybody makes so many, and it's usually not just 2 or 3 side dishes. It's usually like 5 or 6 plus appetizers and everything else, if you want to include those. But just the side dishes, there's you get all the variety, but still, I don't know. I got to have some meat though.
Well, I'm
not a vegetarian.
Well, I look at it like this though. If I could have one or the other, if I could sit down and the only thing on the table was turkey and no sides, or I could sit down to a table full of sides and no turkey, I'm sitting down at the table full of sides for the variety.
Is there gravy on that side with the turkey?
It's just turkey, according to Jeff. Well, I think you could have gravy on either side because it goes well with mashed potatoes and the dressing, and it also goes with the turkey.
I'm trying to make a case for turkey here, but I don't think it's going to happen.
Well, I'll spot you the gravy on both sides of the table.
Yeah, see, I don't know. I still got to have my side. I got to have my green bean casserole and my sweet potatoes with marshmallows. That your wife makes. The corn floof. Yeah.
Corn floof. That was the word I couldn't.
Hey, I think I'm going to try your cornbread this year.
For Thanksgiving?
Yeah, your cast iron cornbread.
Oh, I'll send you the recipe. I know I spouted it off the top of my head that day, but I'll slack it to you here tomorrow. Okay. Just remind me.
I'm just a lazy ass on Thanksgiving. I'm like, I'll get up and I'll make like the little crescent dogs or some appetizers or something, but I want to do something different this year, so I'm going to try that. We've got the cast iron skillet now. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. It is as good a cornbread as you will find. And Kevin, the SOB that he is, put you in a tight spot. You didn't want to choose, but I want to make you. Turkey versus ham.
Ham. I thought about this. I'm taking ham.
You already just blew it out. You just threw it out.
It's been on my mind since it came up, man. And thinking about this week's show, I was like, I got to think about this.
Now, are we talking like sliced deli meat, or are we thinking main event turkey versus ham, like Thanksgiving turkey versus a Christmas ham?
That's what I'm thinking.
Okay.
Like the main eventer. I do love me a smoked turkey, and I will smoke a turkey if asked to. This year I have not been asked to, so I'm not going to smoke it. But ham, oh gosh, just going back to when I was a little kid, I remember when we'd go to our little Dutch pantry restaurant and I'd get ham steak and, just a big old slice of ham grilled. It was like my favorite meal as a kid when we'd go out to eat. If they didn't have ham, let's go on to the next place. And then I was thinking too, and this, I guess this is more general versus main event, what we were talking about, but I crave that ham salad too, man. We talked about that. I had to make me a batch. I've made me a couple batches since we talked about it. Just not here in the South. I can't find it, or at least in my town. Maybe I'm looking at the wrong grocers, but I made me a ham salad. Oh, love it. Love it. Turkey is, I don't know. I like turkey, and I like it all kinds of ways with the gravy. You can smoke it. If I smoke it, man, I want more just the turkey without the gravy to get that flavoring,
Mm-hmm.
And I love making turkey sandwiches the rest of that week after Thanksgiving, but I don't know. I would prefer ham.
I got to go with ham too. And it's long been a Christmas tradition since I was a kid. You would have the ham for Christmas dinner, of course. But usually the week before, we would get a ham and have it sliced super thin and bake it and eat ham sandwiches all week leading up to Christmas. Because Christmas was always so busy, it was so fast. Mom would buy those, like the 24-pack of dinner rolls. And I still do that now. And they're always here, and there's always ham in the fridge. So when you're on the go the week of Christmas and in a hurry, you could have a ham roll for breakfast, a ham roll for lunch, ham rolls for dinner. It don't matter.
Yep.
Eat them here in front of the TV, eat them on the go. Didn't matter. Got a ham roll. It's that comfort food at Christmas. And growing up all through school, ham sandwich was my go-to lunch, taking my lunch to school.
Mm-hmm.
So as much as I love turkey, I only do turkey once a year, as in go buy a whole turkey and cook it.
That's right.
Ham, Christmas, Easter, random times throughout the year they're on sale. Well, I'll buy a whole boneless ham and we'll cook it up and eat on it for a few days. So I got to go ham as well.
You don't have entire stores based around turkey. You've got honey baked ham. I mean, you get one of those big hams at the store that's honey glazed and on sale. You're like, we're eating for a week, man. Bring it.
Now we go to my wife's parents, or her dad and his wife's, for Christmas dinner, usually several days before Christmas, usually around the 20th, 21st. She puts out turkey and ham. That's a woman who knows how to treat a man right there. She makes a turkey and
don't make him decide. Yeah.
Have both. Yeah, that's my answer. Both. And her dressing, she puts sausage in her dressing. So you get turkey, ham.
Where's this woman live?
Within 5 minutes of where I'm sitting right now.
Oh gosh. Yeah.
She is one of the finest Southern cooks I've ever known. So glad Casey married her. So glad. Good for him too, I'm sure. And my last one here. Karen and Jeff both proposed this one. Thanksgiving dinner. Fresh versus leftovers.
Oh, man.
There's no beating the leftovers.
See, I don't know.
I do Thanksgiving dinner the first time just to get leftovers.
There are some things that the more you let them sit together, the more flavorful it becomes. Mm-hmm. Whereas when it's just fresh and hot, you don't get all the ingredients to kind of sit in there and marinate and, I don't know. There's some things that are better left over than they are fresh, but
on the flip side, there's some things better fresh than leftovers. Give me the fresh, steaming, buttery mashed potatoes versus the reheated ones any day.
Yeah, and the rolls and even the stuffing. I don't know. The stuffing can be either way. It depends on.
My dressing gets better as it goes.
Yeah, depends on what you're putting in there. But I guess I'm going to say, I'm just going to be different, I guess. and say, I want the meal. I want the whole, because, the leftovers, it's like the hawk circling over the field. And you're trying to swoop down and grab it before everybody else, and at the table, there's just plenty for everybody. And you go back and you need your little extra little elastic band like you're talking about last week. I don't know. I just like that whole experience of sitting down versus, even if it's fun to make a sandwich at 9:00 at night, whatever, you're watching a movie or doing whatever. Yeah, but I think the atmosphere around it too, you've got to kind of put that into it. So,
well, I don't mind a bit admitting that. And no, I haven't cooked this year yet, so maybe it'll change this year. But in all the years past, I fix so much because we want so many leftovers. We will eat Thanksgiving dinner. We will have a full plate for lunch the next day and dinner the next day. And then there's even more the day after that on Saturday. Mm-hmm. We usually finish everything off on Saturday, but we have went so far as to we have enough sweet potatoes, dressing, turkey, of course, gravy left over. We'll make anything we're out of, we'll make again on Friday or Saturday to finish the leftover.
Yeah.
We'll make fresh macaroni on Friday because it all got ate on Thanksgiving. But we want to have that meal again complete. So we'll make fresh. Now at that point, the macaroni is no longer a leftover. It's fresh macaroni. But the idea of the meal in general is it is a leftover meal. So
yeah.
I'll make fresh rolls every day. You brought that up as not being as good leftover, and you're right. We'll make a dozen rolls on Thanksgiving. I'll make a dozen on Friday too. Fresh. So
you're cheating, man. You're saying leftovers, but really you want the dinner where you get everything fresh. See?
You might be right. Okay. I'll go with that. But it's a mixture though, because like I said, my dressing gets better the longer it sits. So I want that day old dressing with my fresh macaroni. It's a weird hybrid. It's weird.
Well, make your dressing a day early this year. And you can do it that way. Just
see, I'm a traditionalist though. There's something to be said about all those smells that day on Thanksgiving.
Oh gosh, yeah.
Like anything else, the anticipation is better than the payoff generally. So just smelling it and stewing in and amongst it all day long. And there's another part we didn't bring up because these are generally one-on-one battles, but I would even throw in fresh versus leftovers versus sampling all day long while cooking.
Yeah.
The sausage balls are ready. Well, there'll be 6 of these missing by the time I get to the table later today. Stuff like that. Pop a sausage ball 1 hour with a deviled egg every hour. And
oh, yeah.
Nibbling on the turkey.
You wake up from your tryptophan nap watching football. Hey, go fix me a plate. Give me a couple sausage balls and
I need to check that gravy. Give me a spoon. That sort of stuff. So
absolutely,
there's something to be said for the pre-meal as well.
Yeah, there is no breakfast on Thanksgiving Day. It's just
there is.
thing.
No, there is here. There is
here.
Do
you? Yeah.
I get up early, of course, every day, but especially that day. And just as everybody's getting up, they're waking up to the smell of those fresh cooked sausage balls. And it's usually a double batch, and we'll eat half of them for breakfast because you make some good breakfast gravy, throw some sausage balls in a bowl and pour that fresh breakfast gravy over it. Oh, you're good for the day then. But, in and the side of these matchups, just the whole Thanksgiving day, I love it. I'm also not ashamed to admit I will drink an entire bottle of wine while I'm cooking that day by myself. Bottle of white wine. I'll start on it in the morning, and well before dinner hits the table, that bottle of wine is gone. It's it's been consumed slowly over the course of the day, not chugging it or anything.
Yeah.
But that's just one of my personal traditions that make the holiday special.
It depends on who we are eating with whether we have wine. We always get the sparkling cider for the kids just to make it special for them and get out the fancy glasses, you know.
Hmm.
And this year, just last week, we were down to a fresh market nearby, and they do different types of ciders. And I bought a peach cider, which I've already drank, and a Bing black cherry cider that I'm saving for
Ooh,
Thanksgiving.
that
So
sounds really good.
I'm hoping it'll make it to Thanksgiving. I don't know. I might have to go back and get a couple more bottles, but yeah, that's part of the meal too, is having those other. You don't get to drink a bottle of wine every day,
Right.
and
Yeah.
that's just what makes it special. You get some of those specialty drinks in there too.
My traditional wine of choice is from the company Duplin out of the Outer Banks of North Carolina. They're sweet muscadine. It's a white wine made from muscadine grapes locally grown in the Outer Banks of North Carolina. And it is an especially flavorful bottle of wine every time. So as long as that is available at my local grocers when I go this week, that will be my cooking drink of choice all day that day.
That place does a muscadine cider as well. I've had that before.
Oh.
That's really good.
Then my drink of choice for Christmas is apple crown. So that's my Christmas cheer every year. I'll mix it with a little bit of the green Christmas punch I'm known for, half and half throughout the day. And it gets long about 2:00 in the afternoon on Christmas Eve. I need a driver to get to the family Christmas party.
I'm sure you're the life of the party.
They're not the crowd for me to show off in front of. There is a video on the I think it's my Retro Ramblings YouTube channel that my oldest daughter and I filmed on Christmas morning a couple years ago, opening the Dinosaur Dracula Fun Pack for Christmas.
Mm-hmm.
We had held it for Christmas morning, opened it like a present. I am 3 sheets to the wind when we recorded that at like 10 a.m. on Christmas Day. It's a fun watch.
Okay. Link in the show notes, people. Link in the show notes.
I think I even mentioned it at the beginning of the video to bear with me because I was pretty well blasted at that point at 10 a.m. So,
oh, that's great.
Well, that's all the matchups we had for the special Thanksgiving edition of the Retro Rumble.
That was fun.